What's up, y'all? Listen, I was gonna record this on my computer with the mic and get all the quality sound, but it was giving me so many issues because my computer's so old, so we're doing it old school with the iPhone. I wanted to sit down and tell you my story and be as authentic as I possibly could. So I want to explain to you why I am who I am and where I came from. So I was born in 1992. And the doctors told my parents, this kid's gonna have a bunch of issues. He's gonna have a big ass head, water on the brain, scoliosis, holes in his back. He's gonna be a vegetable in a wheelchair, blah, 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 blah. All these negative things, right? And so my parents, they had a decision to make. Are we gonna keep this kid or are we gonna abort him? Because what kind of life is that to live, And so the alarm went off. My parents thought about it and they're like, this is our son. This is going to be our boy. This is our baby. So we're going to have him. So they went in there, had me, and yes, I came out with a big ass head. But no water on the brain, no holes in my back. I wasn't a vegetable. I just had a birth defect called torticollis. And all that is one side of your neck isn't strong enough to hold up your head. And everything's kind of at a slight tilt. And so I couldn't hold up my big ass head, which, shocker, I mean, who could? That thing was huge. I had a big ass nose, but I came out and I was fine. It was just a bump in the road, right? So multiple surgeries later, got everything fixed, and I'm here. I made it. And I got bullied a lot though in school. A lot of the kids weren't too friendly with me, which is expected. I mean, I was different. I wasn't like the other kids, but it was difficult, it was painful, but I got through it. I would come home crying to my mom and dad, and they coached me. They told me, this is what you got to do. This is how you're going to defend yourself. This is what you're going to say, blah, 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 all this stuff. And I got through it, man. And thanks to my sister and an amazing support system, I got through that part. But being bullied, I developed compassion and a bigger heart for other people who are feeling the same way, who are feeling hurt, down, depressed, sad. I could feel that. And when I saw somebody in that situation, I could feel it. So I would defend them and I'd try my best to stick up for them. And I ended up getting my ears pulled by this big bully. That's why my ears are kind of like, no, I'm just kidding. That's not why. But it really hurt. But I made a friend that day. It was so worth it, And it's just another bump in the road. You got to get through the difficult times, and that's what I did. So I made it through elementary school, and then in high school, everything started panning out. I was doing good. I had a beautiful girlfriend. I had a bunch of friends. I had everything. I had the world, and I was excelling in basketball. I had plans to go play college ball, and then everything just came crashing down within one night. February 14th, 2010. It changed my life. I was involved in a terrible car accident. I dislocated my hip by hitting a tree. And my basketball dreams were kind of out the window at that point. So it was another bump in the road, right? So we had to, and I say we because me and my family are a unit. We had to figure out a way to get through this. And I was on Percocets. I was playing Call of Duty. I was depressed. I was getting ready for college. I had crutches. I was crutching around and just in this terrible mood, and I knew that I was going to have to get a total hip replacement. That was really depressing me, and I was having girlfriend issues, and we ended up breaking up, and it was just a bad spot in my life. So my mom, she's researching all these ways for me not to get a total hip replacement. She found the Birmingham hip resurfacing, which saved my life. I don't have a total hip replacement. I have a hip resurfacing, which was designed for young people so they can do what they've always done before the surgery, before the accident. Now I'm able to dunk basketballs and jump out of swimming pools and do all this stuff that I was used to doing, and I got my spirit back. I got everything back. It took a year recovery, no running or jumping, but I was crutching to the gym. I was putting in that work, paying those dues, and I got through that part. Another bump in the road, right? And so after that, I fell in love with fitness. I started going to the gym and getting success in the gym, and I fell in love with that. And people started seeing how passionate I was about fitness, and so they started asking me questions and asking me for help. And that was an amazing part of my life too. I love helping people with their fitness goals. I started going to college, and I got my degree in business. You know, I've always wanted to own a gym. That's still one of my dreams. I haven't done it yet, but that's something I want to do. But now I became a police officer, and that has been one of the most amazing experiences of my entire life. You know, and having that big heart and that compassion for others has served me so well in this field. For example, I had a traffic stop, and this guy didn't have a valid driver's license. And it'd be so easy for me to just, or for someone, not me, but for someone to just write him a ticket, tow his car, and call it a day. But I police different. I put myself physically in their shoes, and I figure out, okay, what's causing them to not have this driver's license, to be going through all this stuff. And I found out that he had somebody in the hospital, he had a lot of medical bills, he had trouble at work, he had car issues, and he wasn't saying that these were excuses. He was just saying that this is why I'm where I am right now. I have to get from A to B. I know I shouldn't be driving. And so I was like, you know what? This guy doesn't deserve a ticket. He needs help. So I said, look, get somebody that has a valid driver's license, come pick you up, and then come back and get this car, okay? He said, okay. He comes back. This guy picks up his car, and he looks at me, and he goes, can I give you a hug? And I was like, what? I was so thrown off because that doesn't happen in law enforcement usually. So he's like, can I give you a hug? I was like, yeah. So he reaches through my car, my patrol car, and he gives me a huge hug. And that was one of the best days of my life, man. That was one of the best days of being a police officer, because when you genuinely help someone, it feels freaking good. And that's why I'm first formed, because I love helping people. It's something that I'm truly passionate about. It's not something that is forced. It's not something that I'm forced to do. It's something that I want to do, and it feels freaking good. And it's been my purpose. I found my purpose in being in law enforcement. That was what I was meant to do. I know that for a fact, because of how it feels when I help someone. You know, we see a lot of stuff in the field, a lot of dark, scary stuff that would tear a lot of people apart mentally. So it's so nice to have days like that where everything just changes. It was a beautiful thing. It was a beautiful moment, and I am so blessed to be in the situation that I am in. You know, and you know, growing up, since my dad was in the war, he was in the Army, so he wasn't around a lot. But I didn't use that as an excuse. It was just another bump in the road, right? So I taught myself how to throw a football, how to tie a tie, and it was no big deal. You know, I did it, and yeah, he wasn't around, but I came out on the other side, and he's been a great father, even when he was overseas, and we got through it, man. And I understood that there's some kids out there that don't have that. They don't have good fathers. They don't have people to support them. So I signed up for Big Brothers Big Sisters, and it's been one of the most amazing experiences of my life. I've learned so much more about myself being a part of this great, beautiful program, you know. And I got paired with a kid named Don, and he is an amazing young man, and I cannot wait to see him succeed in life, and I am so excited. It's an unbelievable experience. If you are even thinking about doing something like that, being a mentor to our youth, defending their potential, I highly and strongly encourage you to sign up for this, because it will change your life, and you'll figure out so much more about yourself. And don't stop looking for your purpose. It might take you 20 years, it might take you 50 years, whatever it takes. Don't give up on your dreams. Figure out what you're meant to do, and I promise you, you will have an amazing, amazing life. It will change your life forever. Do not give up on your dreams. Do not give up on your purpose. Keep searching. Keep fighting for your purpose, and I promise you, you will find it, and it will change everything. Guys, I love you. Thank you so much for watching this First Form. Thank you again for having this search. I love these First Form Athlete searches. I got to go to the gym, put in that work, pay those dues. So let's get better together. Let's get better today. Take advantage of today. I love you guys. Let's go kick some ass. Woo! there on that empty apartment floor looking for jobs on my laptop with tears rolling down my face and hitting my keyboard, I saw $4.64 in my bank account, and I had a decision to make that night. Give up or keep fighting. Keep going. It's moments like these where you find out what you are truly made of. I'm so glad I kept fighting. Life is a beautiful thing. You just can't give up. Whatever you do, do not give up. If I can do this, anybody can.